Chapter 5:15, End of the King of the Monsters. It starts in the estate. I was looking up something that happened over in the western Pacific Ocean south of Japan. Me, this is really unusual. Lincoln, what is it? Me, I found a Mayday signal being broadcasted from a Russian submarine. Listen. I play the signal and it had a distress frequency and suddenly there was an explosion and the signal was gone. Lainey, what do you think caused that? Me, whatever it was, something is seriously wrong. The satellite scans show that none of our subs and vessels are in that area. However, it did find this. I print a computer-enhanced satellite photograph and what it revealed was horrific. It was an image of Godzilla. Lincoln, is that Godzilla? Me, it looks like it. Yuko, Godzilla? How can that be? Me, this Godzilla is one that Japan knows. The one we knew from 20,000 years into the future was a whole new different matter. This Godzilla is 75% smaller than the one we fought. Lincoln, we have another Godzilla to destroy. Me, yes. But this Godzilla was created because of nuclear radiation caused by us. Lori, what do you mean, JD? Me, Godzilla first attacked and destroyed much of Tokyo, Japan back 64 years ago in the year 1954. Watch. I pulled up what happened. I show a black and white video of what happened back during Godzilla's attack back then. Most of Tokyo was completely destroyed, burned, and leveled. Almost nothing was left. Me, this was taken 64 years ago. Godzilla appeared for the first time back then and he caught Japan and the entire world completely off guard. Thousands of people were killed and many more were injured and his destructive power was incredible. I showed his destructive power back then. He fired his atomic breath and turned all of Tokyo into a sea of fire. The destruction was horrific. Me, Godzilla turned all of Tokyo back then into a sea of fire. Damage back then was estimated to be in the billions. That was 64 years ago. Today it would be worth tens of trillions. Lana, that is awful. Carol, yeah. Lucy, how are we gonna kill this Godzilla and make sure that he doesn't come back? Me, we're going to use what we learned 20,000 years into the future to kill Godzilla and we'll use other methods. Also, we're gonna be helping the UNGCC. Vince, the UNGCC? Me, it stands for the United Nations Godzilla Countermeasures Center. They are a division created by the United Nations that uses very sophisticated and very advanced scientific technology to counterattack against Godzilla. But also their one goal is to try and find a way to kill Godzilla. Lincoln, sounds very complicated and dangerous. Me, it is. But believe it or not, with everything we learned from when we killed Godzilla 20,000 years from now, we have the ability to make sure he stays dead. Computer, call G-Force Commander General Takaki Aso. Voice ID James Dean Knudsen, United States of America. ID number 413421623513 Alpha. Computer, voice print confirmed and identified. I turn my headset into a scrambler and translator. A holographic screen appeared and it was G-Force Commander General Takaki Aso. Commander Aso, G-Force, Aso here. Me, Commander Aso, it's good to see you again. Commander Aso, you too, JD. Me, I'm afraid this isn't a social call. We have a huge problem. 3 hours ago a Russian submarine was attacked and destroyed by Godzilla. Commander Aso was shocked. Commander Aso, do you have any proof of this? Me, yes sir, I do. I hold up the satellite photo. Me, this photo was taken just shortly after we found out that the Russian submarine was destroyed. Commander Aso, so after years of dormancy Godzilla has returned. I thought we had seen the last of him. The last known sighting and attack of Godzilla was back in 1995 when Space Godzilla attacked. He was lying dormant for 23 years and now he is back. Me, yes sir. But we have a way we can destroy Godzilla for good. I explained what happened during our time 20,000 years into the future in an alternate time and what we found out on how to destroy him. Commander Asso was enamored by this new development and called our findings genius. Commander Asso, your findings are genius JD. You all may have saved all of Japan and liberated us from a 64-year nightmare that's plagued us for so long. Me, yes. This battle is going to be really rough. To make sure that no one gets caught in the crossfire, have everyone within a 200-mile radius of the Tokyo vicinity evacuated. Commander Asso, right. How soon will Godzilla arrive? Me, within the next 24 to 36 hours. Commander Asso, okay. The evacuation orders are in place. Me, we're on our way. The call ended. Eddie, you think we're gonna get in trouble with Japan for killing Godzilla? Wenua, are you kidding? After all the property damage it's caused, they'll give us medals. Wenua had a brown India-style outfit and he had brown hair and orange eyes. His claws are on his hips and are ready to use whenever needed. Me, I agree with you Wenua. Let's go. We set out for Japan. We were in Tokyo, Japan. Everyone in the city was evacuated and we were standing ready. Sergeant, JD, everyone has been evacuated. Me, okay. Godzilla will arrive in 30 minutes. Sergeant, Roger. The tanks, Maser tanks, Super X, laser cannons, missiles, and more arrived. Me, here we go guys. We waited and then we saw the oceans move. Me, we have movement in the area. Surfacing out of the ocean with a powerful roar was Godzilla. Godzilla theme plays. Yuko, it's Godzilla. Ben became ultimate way big. Ben, ultimate way big. Lincoln, this is gonna be awesome. Ultimate way big, I never battled a kaiju before. I'm really looking forward to the experience. Me, fire at will. Sergeant, fire at will. We all fired our powers and everything we got at Godzilla. The missiles and lasers fired and the Super X fired cadmium missiles and more. It was a major league and brutal onslaught. I fired energy blasts and energy balls and the explosions were powerful enough to hurt Godzilla as he was being pushed back. Carol fired an orange atomic ray and King Ghidorah's gravity lightning and Space Godzilla's corona ray. The blasts and attacks were hurting him with powerful fury. Lori and her children fired powerful balls of concentrated wind and blew him back. Lola and Lila fired massive blasts of fire at Godzilla and they burned him. Yuko and Sam did the same and it was a powerful attack. Godzilla fired his atomic breath and Vince and Nico fired energy blasts and the blasts collided. The blasts were struggling and then they exploded with incredible power. Crab The smoke cleared and Edzilla went at Godzilla. Edzilla, Ed smash Godzilla. Edzilla jumped onto Godzilla's head and dealt him powerful headbutts. He then bit one of Godzilla's eyes and ripped it clean out of its socket. Godzilla roared in pain. Edzilla jumped away and landed by Ultimate Way Big. Ultimate Way Big fired a blast of cosmic energy and they burned Godzilla. Edzilla, Ultimate Way Big, let's use combo. Ultimate Way Big, you got it. Edzilla charged at Godzilla and Ultimate Way Big fired a blast of cosmic energy. Ultimate Way Big and Edzilla, Cosmic Dragon Obliterator. The cosmic energy ray merged with Edzilla and he became a dragon made of pure cosmic energy, and when it hit Godzilla it exploded with incredible power and knocked him down. Edzilla, Ed is strongest there is. Roars to the heavens. Carol fired Destoroya's micro-oxygen ray. It hit Godzilla and blew him back as he got up. She then fired Gaia's sonic laser ray and it burned Godzilla in his chest and it was hurting him. Carol, Pahadu, let's use our combo. Pahadu, you got it. Carol fired Gamera's fireballs and Pahadu kicked a rock at Godzilla. Carol and Pahadu, Kaiju Fury Meteor. The fireballs combined with the rock and became a powerful flaming meteor and it hit Godzilla and exploded with incredible power. crab. Laney entangled Godzilla in huge bramble vines and Leiwa fired blades of wind at him. They slashed him. Leiwa had United States Army camouflage-style clothes, green hair, and yellow eyes and black boots. Laney, let's use our combo Leiwa. Leiwa, you got it. Laney formed a bunch of plant vines with monster mouths on them and Leiwa fired a huge blast of wind. Laney and Leiwa, sulfuric acid windstorm. The mouth vines squirted a huge deluge of sulfuric acid and the wind turned it into a fine mist and it burned Godzilla badly. He was roaring pain. Shannon fired a barrage of black crystals with her dark magic and Onua threw numerous rocks and crystals at Godzilla. They hit him and hurt him. Onua has a black medieval peasant-style outfit on. It looks like something from 1,500 years ago. Shannon, Onua, let's use our combo. Onua, you got it. Shannon fired black crystals and Onua threw numerous rocks. Shannon and Onua, magic earth knife storm. The crystals and rocks rained onto Godzilla and they hurt him bad with a barrage of blades. It was a powerful onslaught and the number of combos we were using was incredible. Madao had green hair, yellow eyes, and was dressed like Robin Hood. Nokama had a long-sleeved ocean blue battle dress, blue stiletto shoes, ocean blue hair, and blue eyes. Kopaka had a suit similar to Shriek's, etc., etc. Lana, Kopaka, and Nuchu then froze Godzilla a massive block of ice. Me, that'll hold him. Now we can work on the second stage of our plan. We're going to use the very device that killed the first Godzilla back 64 years ago, the Oxygen Destroyer. Thunder and lightning crash. Lincoln, what is the Oxygen Destroyer? Me, it's a prototype chemical weapon that was used to kill Godzilla back then. Lori, that literally sounds incredibly dangerous. Me, it is, and my father and grandpa witnessed it being tested. Flashback. Me, narrating. It was back 64 years ago and Godzilla made his first appearance and went on a rampage that almost completely destroyed all of Japan. My grandpa Major Dean Alvin Knudsen had a good friend back then. His name was Dr. Donisuke Serizawa, a chemical scientist and the inventor of the Oxygen Destroyer. After the war ended they became like brothers. Their bond was powerful. Dr. Serizawa gave a demonstration of the Oxygen Destroyer. Dr. Serizawa tested the Oxygen Destroyer in a tank filled with fish. It reacted violently with the water and it bubbled up at a powerful rate. Dr. Serizawa, it destroys all of the oxygen in the water and suffocates the marine life. Then it liquefies it, making the waters sterile. Me, the Oxygen Destroyer reduced the fish in the tank to nothing but skeletons. But this depends on how powerful the reaction is. My father was with him and he was only a child when he saw it happen. Dr. Serizawa said that the Oxygen Destroyer would be ultimately considered as a weapon of mass destruction. My grandpa managed to convince Dr. Serizawa to use the Oxygen Destroyer to kill Godzilla. But to make sure that his research can never fall into the wrong hands he destroyed his research papers. However, unknown to him, Dad got the papers out and hid them. On a boat in Tokyo Bay, Dad and Grandpa witnessed the Oxygen Destroyer being used. The chemical solution reacted violently and the bubbles were so intense that it rocked the boat. In the end, Godzilla was destroyed and Dr. Serizawa made the ultimate sacrifice to save the world. He cut the oxygen line to his diving suit and killed himself. Flashback ends. Me, after that horrible event, Grandpa Dean was devastated. He lost a best friend that became like his brother. Lenny, that is totes horrible. Luna, dude. I'm sorry, man. Me, I know. I wasn't born back then. But the Oxygen Destroyer is our only chance to destroy Godzilla for good and end his 64-year history. My dad gave me the research papers to use for later purposes. Now is that time. Suddenly out of nowhere an energy portal appeared and out of it came King Ghidorah. Carol, it's King Ghidorah. Me, it is him, but he's as different. It was true. King Ghidorah now had a mechanical metal head and the other two heads were the same, He had a metal armor chest guard, mechanical wings, and leg guards. He was now known as Mecha King Ghidorah. He landed behind us and we were amazed. Me? Wow. JD Knudsen, do you read me? Me? Yes, I read you. Who is this? Emmy. My name is Emmy Kano and me and Mecha King Ghidorah came from the 23rd century in the year 2204. Me? 2204? That's 186 years from now. That's amazing. Emmy, yes. We came to help you stop Godzilla once and for all. Me, we greatly appreciate it, Emmy, and we need all the help we can get. Twin voices, let us help you too. We saw a giant moth flying over to us and it was hovering over the ocean. It was Mothra. Me, wow. Mothra. Mothra chirped and she was there to help us. On a smaller version of Mothra were the world-famous Shobijin fairies of Infant Island. Very good friends to us. Me, the Shobijin fairies. Shobijin fairies, it's good to see you again, JD. Me, you too. How have things been on Infant Island? Shobijin fairies, things have been good. Lori, who are they, JD? Me, oh, I'm sorry. Everyone, these two are the world-famous twin Shobijin fairies of Infant Island. Shobijin fairies, pleasure to meet you all. Luna, same here, dudes. Lincoln, it's a pleasure to meet you. Luan, how do you know them, JD? Me, we also have a big history with Infant Island. It dates back to 1966. Flashback to me, narrating. In 1966 my father was investigating what he suspected was terroristic activity in the Solomon Islands in the Bougainville area. He arrived at the island he was sent to and the island was run by the evil terrorist organization called Red Bamboo. They were making nuclear weapons on the island so they can destroy some of the major cities around the world. Also, he made a scary discovery. Red Bamboo was using some of the people of Infant Island as slaves to make a strange liquid that serves as a repellent to ward off the giant shrimp monster Ebirah. The liquid prevents Ebirah from attacking whenever they go or come to the island. My father busted them out and he launched an all-out revolt. A guard tried to stop them, but he knocked him out and took his AK-47 gun. It was a savage revolt. Also, it turns out that the island was harboring another secret. That island was home to Godzilla as well. Godzilla was lying dormant after his first battle with King Ghidorah back in 1964. He destroyed the Red Bamboo camp and was fighting Ebirah during the revolt. The island activated a nuclear time bomb self-destruct device that was gonna blow the whole island to smithereens. Dad and the people constructed a large net made of grass, tree branches, and sticks. It was their transport. Mothra took them out of there just in the nick of time after the fight and the island exploded. Also, in a sense of poetic justice, before my dad arrived, they made a false batch of the liquid and Ebirah killed the remaining members of the Red Bamboo as they fled. Dad is the hero of Infant Island. The events of the narratives are shown. Flashback ends. Shobijin fairies, yes. J.D.'s father is a brave man that saved our people from a fate worse than death. Lincoln, JD, that's amazing. Linka, I didn't know that your dad was that strong and brave. Me, Dad's a hero. Next to being a police officer and catching some of the most dangerous criminals in the country, saving Infant Island and destroying the Red Bamboo was the greatest achievement he did. Lori, your dad is literally amazing. Roxanne, he sure is. Bobby, you said it. Me, yet. But we're getting off track here. We need to make an oxygen destroyer. Lisa, you and Nicole come with me. We're going back to the estate to make one. Here's what we do. I revealed my plan. We went back to the estate and got to work. The rest of us stayed back and held back Godzilla for as long as possible. Mecha King Ghidorah fired gravity lightning and enhanced gravity lightning, and Mothra fired energy beams from its antennae. More help arrived and it was Super Mecha Godzilla. It fired rainbow energy from its mouth and an energy blast from its chest and fired blue energy beams from the Garuda machine on its back. 2 hours later at night we came back with the oxygen destroyer. It was a bomb-like device. Me, here it is guys. The oxygen destroyer. Lori, it looks like a nuclear warhead. Me, that was my first thought too. Very, okay here goes. Very, Luna and Lily trapped Godzilla in an enormous ball of water. Tara then lifted up a platform of rock and I placed the oxygen destroyer on it. Tara lifted the platform and it went into the ball of water through the bottom and we waited. The device filled up and the ball split and bubbled violently. It was a violent reaction and the ball of water looked like it was a ball of pure boiling hot water. Godzilla was being suffocated by the power of the oxygen destroyer and he popped out of the ball to get some air but it was too late. He died in the ball of water and was reduced to nothing more than a skeleton. After 64 years, the terror of Godzilla, the king of the monsters, had been silenced forever. Me, it's over guys. We won. Godzilla the king of the monsters had been silenced forever. We all cheered wildly. Me, we did it for you Dr. Serizawa. We did it for you and avenged everyone killed by Godzilla. Now we have to make sure that Godzilla never returns. Later at the Prime Minister's building for our heroic actions in ridding the world of Godzilla we were awarded the highest award in Japan, the Order of the Rising Sun for our bravery and more. We were also awarded by the head of the UNGCC for it. We did receive medals for our deeds. We later got to work and removed and cleaned up all the nuclear waste and energy to make sure that Godzilla never returns. But there will be other kaiju out there. So whenever they arrive we'll be ready for them. Steve Matron, voiceover. Nature has a way sometimes of reminding man of just how small he is. She occasionally throws up terrible offsprings of our pride and carelessness to remind us of how puny we really are in the face of a tornado, an earthquake, or a Godzilla. The reckless ambitions of man are often dwarfed by their dangerous consequences. For now, Godzilla, that strangely innocent and tragic monster, has gone to Earth. Whether he returns or not, or is never again seen by human eyes, the things he has taught us remain. The end. Another fanfiction complete. The Godzilla movies have always been my favorites ever since I was a kid. For 64 plus years Godzilla has been an awesome franchise. I have been a huge fan of it. Nico-chan 11 gave me the ideas for this and I came up with the rest of them. Thanks for that man as usual. No, my dad and grandpa didn't do all that stuff in real life or in the movies for that matter. Also this chapter is made as a tribute to Raymond Burr who starred in Godzilla, King of the Monsters in 1956. That movie was the first American movie for Godzilla. It was awesome. Rest in peace Raymond Burr, May 21, 1917 to September 12, 1993. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.